All right. Being that it's 7 o'clock, we're gonna call the town board meeting to order. The fire exits are outside of that door and at each end of the hall. There is a defibrillator across the hall if one is needed. We will start with a pledge of allegiance to the flag and a moment of silence for all deceased residents of Hammond. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will continue with our invocation from Chris Bishop from St. Elizabeth Ann Seton Church.
I'm letting you off easy tonight. There was a prayer I came across from the 1960s, and you all would have had a part of that elongated prayer. So maybe in September when I'm back here, I may enlist you to be a part of that prayer. Until then, let us pray. Creator of all life, you know our Hamlin Town Board leaders and their co-workers' unrelenting work to serve and care for our community and surrounding communities. With the fullness of your spirit, residents of the town of Hamlin and surrounding communities ask you to fill them with hope, surround them with emphatic co-workers, provide them with wisdom, and fuel them with energy to answer their great calling. And also let us pray and give thanks. We thank you for loving all life in this country and all other countries. Please help each of us, caretakers of your creation, to love, care, and believe the best about all others. Even though people disagree on many issues, please don't let political, religious, and cultural differences cause us to see others as enemies. Instead, provide us with unity that leads us to kind, respectful, and constructive actions. We pray this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. The boss has spoken.
I'm missing Wheel of Fortune.
This is the next best thing.
Yep. All right, little clerk, please call the roll.
Arba,
Here.
Wright,
Here.
Boko,
Excuse.
Yeager,
Here.
and Vaz.
Here. We're continuing our public forum at this point. Anybody who wants to talk to the board, please stand up, state your name, let us know who you are. Try and keep address the board as a whole, not single people. We'll try and keep it like down to 5 minutes. If it goes lower, it goes over, whatever. Is there anybody in the audience who'd like to address the board?
Do you want me to do that?
Yes, ma'am. If you want to, absolutely.
Okay. I sold the car wash a couple years ago. And before that, while I was in the process of it being for sale, you approached me and needed an easement to get back to the back property that the town owned. I guess before I go any further with that, I just kind of want to ask, does the town still own that property?
Yes,
Is it the intention of the town to keep the property?
yes.
So does anyone know what the future plans for the property are?
We have been trying to get grants and everything. We have been talking to legislators. We have been talking to our senators, our assemblymen, to congressmen, trying to get grants and everything. We were talking to both Strong and RGH because we are trying to get assisted living home back in a little bit, or aging in place home, I guess it's called now, back in a little bit farther towards Route 18. How we were trying to see if one of the hospitals would try to put in urgent care. Would be interested in putting urgent care more towards your car wash side of Route 19.
Okay,
So
now
that's our plans for it at this point.
my question to that would be, if these places went in, where does that stand as far as the town still owning the property? Does the town maintain the ownership of the property if those things go in, or no?
We probably would, yeah. I don't know how much we would, if we can get urgent care in town, I don't know if I'd make them pay for the ground. I would really like to, I think it'd help the residents a lot. To
Okay.
have an urgent care in
Depend
town.
on the arrangements that are
Right.
made with.
The town would probably, I'm saying, yeah, the town would probably still own property.
Okay. You approached me and asked me about an easement at the time.
Yes.
We talked about the different ways we could do that. I didn't ask for any money in return for the easement. We set something up, General Dollar, Dollar General, whatever it is. They wanted something changed in that easement. We changed it. It was re-signed and everything. I kind of had, I guess you could call it a gentleman's agreement with you. And I said, well, would you maintain that road going into there? Mark Cronenberg put that road in a long time ago. And I know it was always, you never knew who owned the General Dollar next door anyways. So I knew who owned it when I bought the property, but other than that. So you said, yeah, we'll maintain the property, or that road. So I then sold it. And I know Danny's had some issues with getting it fixed. I know that I go up and use the car wash and the road's terrible. So I called you the other day and asked you, and you said it was gonna get brought up again.
Yes.
We need to know, Mike, and I shouldn't speak for him because he's not here, but Mike got out the agreement, and my understanding is the town, and now Danny, and at the time it was me, and General Dollar, you each own a third of that, correct?
No,
don't own a
we
third,
don't
no.
own the town.
Well, not own it, would be responsible for maintaining it.
It's a shared, yeah, it's a
Shared
shared.
Yeah.
easement,
Yes,
yes.
shared
Everybody, whatever maintenance that needed to be done, everybody should pay a third. My understanding, the town actually did maintenance last year and nobody else paid for it. I don't know, I'm just
We
telling you
didn't
what I was
send bills
heard
out to
was told.
anybody, so don't be
Yes.
offended that you didn't pay for it. We didn't send a bill.
Yes, so
Okay.
yes, that is correct.
So is there, like, I guess if the town was going to fix it, maintain it, whatever, they would then have to bill, in this case, Danny, and I think his name is Eric.
Eric.
So it would be
Shared.
shared between there.
Yes.
Now, where in all of that comes the price? I mean, it's gotta be fair, or technically they, either Danny or Eric, could get a price from somebody and then bill the town for a third of that. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So how do we make this work?
That's what the discussion was gonna be tonight. And I guess I had it in later on in the thing, kind of discussion, but if you, just so you guys ain't got to sit through the whole meeting, we can probably talk about it later.
Well, Mike seems to think that
Who's Mike?
he had,
Mike German.
That's
Oh,
who's in
okay.
it.
and I'm sorry, I do not know his last name, and I
Mike
should because I've
German.
talked to him enough times. He told me he has to account for his product, his time, and all the other stuff. So he was very nice, talking to me for probably half an hour the other day on the phone before I even talked to you 2 days later. So he just feels like he doesn't have like permission to actually go and fix anything. And I think if you guys are gonna do that, which really it's not my bill anymore, but I think you guys gotta kind of figure out how much that would be, and if that's what you're gonna do is bill them, as long as it gets fixed. And I don't know if it needs to be fixed once a year. Mike told me the whole thing needs to be milled up and re-put back down, and I don't disagree with that. But I don't know if that's something that everybody, is on board with.
I don't know if we would do it right now or not. I haven't seen how deep, how the depth of the blacktop, the depth of we need to dig a
They're
test
bad.
hole. Well, we need to see how much stone's underneath there too. You don't even know a stone.
Yeah.
It all comes out, not just the blacktop.
He
but
claims it's pretty chintzy, but I don't know anything
Yeah,
about it.
I have not seen the depth of it, and so that was something we had to look at. But as far as, we can give you, we give estimates on building a road. So we can go up there and see, okay, this would take this much blacktop. Say it takes our guys an hour to patch it,
Okay.
an hour's worth of work and this much blacktop. We can give you a quote before we have to do the job if you would like. And that way you can also reach out and see if you can get somebody else to give you a cheaper quote. If you can, then we would, then you can come back to us and we would pay for a third of that quote if it's a cheaper quote than what we gave.
Okay,
And if it's something that's,
I would
if
think
it's
you
something
could
that's
pay.
gonna hold up.
Right, well, it'd have to be a reputable blacktop company or something like that.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
how often, you guys do roads all the time, how often should that have to be done? Twice a year, once a year?
Potholes probably at least once or twice a year. Just because if the basin isn't, the water's getting, I mean, that's what happens.
Well, and General Dollar's under the impression that you guys kind of own the road, and if somebody says something to them, they say that take it up with you guys. So everybody, and I'm speaking and I shouldn't be, but everybody
It
needs
calls
to
into
be
question
in
also
change.
like the liability aspect, right? If somebody gets a flat tire. Because we've had a lot of customers call and complain about even exiting the wash and turning left. That's where the worst of the worst is. And I don't want to be liable for that on my business when we share, right, maintenance for it.
Right.
So I think as great as that agreement is, I think it needs more information. I think we need to come up with an agreement of how often the maintenance schedule should be. Have it in writing that it's in thirds, right? Or even rediscuss it, because if the goal is to put in, this is about a park, right? That agreement only says for a park for the easement.
Or not a park, it's for a senior, I think.
No, it says,
Public park, yeah.
Right, so if we're looking at a senior or anything like that, then technically that would be null and void at that point, right? So I think the agreement needs to be a little bit more detailed and possibly given to you guys, if that's something you wanted to do, was own that road. I know, and I can speak for Dollar General in this case, they would be open to that discussion too.
So you own half the road, and Dollar General owns half the road.
No, I'm saying the town just owns the
Yeah.
road.
But that, right now, that's what it is. You own half the road and Dollar General owns half the road. And there's an agreement between Dollar General and you for the maintenance of the road. This is just a third person coming in and saying, okay, we'll take over a third of the responsibility.
To get to that property
Property,
coming in
yes,
the
for
back.
ingress
Right.
and egress, yes.
Right, but if we were to put in that senior living, if the town was to put in the senior living, then that would be null and void and the easement would be lifted, would it not?
Well, no, they still have easements if they put a town park back there. Maybe they'll put a park back there along with senior easement. I don't know. We have plans, but we don't have plans because we can't get the grants and all that. So,
But that road is not going to handle that kind of traffic built the way it is.
No, that's why if we ever got something back there, we
That would be
would come in, and I
different.
told you that years ago.
We talked about that.
We would come in,
Put a
Because it's
sign up,
only a
name the
couple.
road.
it's only a couple hundred feet long, that road right now. So we would just come in, if you're building a nice road up to it, we wouldn't leave that piece of junk.
right.
We would come in, chew out that whole road out to Route 19 and replace it. If some business or whatever, a senior home, whatever.
Well, and it seems to me that the town should come up with that property all the way through there. It's not fair for either party to maintain heavy equipment going in
Well,
out back to
That's
work.
part of the easement that says
Right.
if the town has stuff going on back there and they cause issues on it, they're responsible for replacing it fully. They don't,
Yeah,
it
but-
would be a third and a
But
third.
down the line, if you put in urgent care, whatever you do, and you have how many hundreds of cars a day in and out of there, it should be a true road
So
today.
at that point,
At
it
that point,
probably
we
would be, we
maybe
would
do
dedicate
that
a
at that
road
point,
through
'cause at
there.
that point, we
Yes.
just rebuilt your whole road anyway.
And I,
Yes.
Okay,
from what I know, worked in construction all my life, to maintain them potholes 2-3 times a year, whatever it takes, would not cost a lot of money. Both parties gave you a way to get to property that was landlocked.
Yes,
It seems like it would be a very reasonable trade-off, really, just to maintain that until the day comes that you really have to address it and create a roadway down through there, a public roadway.
But remember, all three parties agreed that all three parties would split the cost. It doesn't say that the town would do the
And as
work.
as of right now, the town hasn't even used the road
Right,
at all.
Right.
right,
Well,
so,
they've been into the back to clear out, so,
But-
but I'm not gonna get picky over that.
Right.
so I mean, there was agreement, and it doesn't say that the town is in charge of maintaining the road either. So it would be best if everybody came to the table together and said, okay, what's the easiest, best way and less expensive way to get this road fixed for everyone?
Right.
And everybody pays their third.
I agree if we could get a quote on, last year there was a fill that happened. I'll be honest with you, it was not very well done. It washed right out within the weekend. I'm sure it had to do with the weather and the time of the year, so I'm not gonna blame anybody. But I'd really like to have just a schedule of, hey, we're gonna have an estimate by this date every year, maybe right at the spring, right at the beginning of spring, and have an idea of when we're gonna have that done, so that it's just on the calendar, right? And we all know when to expect. And then we can look at that and
Depending
decide
on
the
when
estimate.
you patch road, like your coal patch doesn't hold up.
It was, yeah, it was not very good.
It's a temporary thing, it blows the back
Sure.
out of the hole. To fix the problem, you need to do hot stuff, which is a summertime project, which I believe we patched it in the spring last year with coal patch.
I think we did it in the fall. I think we did it in the fall, early fall. Was it spring? Okay, but you would know better than me.
I think it was spring, right?
That probably blew out of the hole.
Yeah. it did-
Yeah.
it
You
did not
gotta
last
put
time.
hot stuff in
Yeah.
there.
If we
grind
could get
up
an
the hot
estimate
stuff.
on the hot stuff to at least fill all of the potholes
Who
this
filled it
year.
today?
Sorry,
Who filled all the holes today?
Today,
today.
we would've-
Somebody was putting pressure run in there.
Yeah, I was down
Really?
there looking, I talked to Mike Bob this morning, there was somebody putting crush and run with a
Might have been
camper.
Eric.
And camp and crush and
I did not know.
run.
I washed the car and I came out too and I was like, it looks like there was like no patch at all and there were just holes with like this stone that had just
Yeah,
kind
they
of come
were
out of
just
it.
doing with
It didn't
crush
look
and
like there was any blacktop at all
I
there.
don't
No, it
know.
wasn't blacktop, it was pressure run. It was
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
stone.
But whatever was in the hole, by the time I came through, there wasn't any
Yeah,
stones left in
right
the
out.
hole.
It
'cause
kept
it
patched
just-
down.
I
Yeah.
was almost gonna go do that myself, honestly, because I didn't know what was going
I
on.
did-
There was a black truck with a dump trailer behind it, bigger, like a one-ton black.
I didn't know if you guys saw
Nobody I
who
know.
was doing it.
No.
No.
Almost was
It
doing
could
it
have
myself.
been.
Yeah, maybe Dollar General.
It could have been them, I didn't know. if they
Eric
did.
might have hired somebody just to fill it temporarily.
Surprising, it's hard to get a hold of.
So, our attorney. No, I mean, right now, I mean, we can give you a quote, at least for right now. And then if you wanna get a quote too, we can compare.
Okay.
About getting those holes fixed for right now.
Mhm.
If you like our quote, if you don't like and you wanna get a quote of your own, will that suffice for right now and we can work?
Well,
on
Eric
that?
has to be part of it too, the Dollar General.
Correct.
Well, Dollar General also, we're called Eric.
Yeah, I have his email. If,
Yeah.
what we can do is Maureen, I can just,
Yeah.
email you.
Mhm.
Or email him and CC you on it and
Mhm.
make sure he knows that. we
In
had
this
this
summer,
conversation.
not right now, because it's super wet, their
Yeah.
groundwater's up high, and I'd like to dig, put a hole in there anyways, and dig down and see what kind of base is underneath that blacktop and everything, just to get an idea.
Mhm.
Because do you keep putting $1,000, say, and patching the road a year, or do you just bite the bullet, grind it up, and do it right? So sometime probably this year, I'd like to go in there and put a hole in the road and dig.
That's fine.
I mean,
As
it
long
won't
as
be
you
a big
patch it.
hole, just go down and see what's
As
there.
long as you patch it, we're fine with that.
Well, we would patch it
I know.
afterwards. We wouldn't-
Check every paddle, then patch it when
You
you're
patch
done.
everything, then you put some holes in.
That acceptable,
That works for us.
for right now at least?
Yep,
Okay,
thank you.
no problem.
Thank
We'll work with you guys, we're not trying to, we
Well-
we appreciate the easement and,
Well, I came because she kind of talked to me about it, and I emailed you and I sent it to her, and I just didn't want to, because I was the one that signed it, I guess I just kind of wanted to be there to kind of, sit, because it was kind of between us, and
you're fine.
so I wanted to make sure that everything was taken care of.
It's probably better to talk about it now, when you guys here to see if you're gonna accept what we were gonna say instead of way back in the meeting.
Yeah. So,
All right, so
Thank
that's
you
what we're
very
saying
much.
right
Thank
now,
you.
and we'll look at it, like I say, do that, and then I would like to dig a hole this summer and do an exploratory dig and see what's underneath of it.
Sounds good.
All right,
Perfect.
If you guys didn't sign in,
Oh.
make sure you sign in.
We will.
Would you please? Thank you.
Have a good night, even though
You
it's
too.
Monday.
It's almost over.
Yep. Is there anybody else who'd like to talk? No, librarian, no.
Busy for Jane.
Later.
Okay. All right, we're gonna close the public forum then. Requesting town board resolution to approve the regular town board meeting minutes of January 25th, 2026.
Second.
Robert,
Abstain.
Wright,
Yes.
Jaeger, Bus.
Yes. Because they don't figure it out. Well, for that one.
Read paper rock scissors.
Requesting town board resolution to approve the payment of bills from their respective funds.
So moved. I just had a question. Oh, yes, that's right. With a bill. MRB's got a bill in there for $3,000. The 2025 Rick's
Yes.
grant application?
Yes.
What is that grant?
That was for the town hall grant, recreation center out here. We got turned down.
It doesn't say on there, so.
Yeah.
I know what, I saw it, it didn't say two, and I asked him, and said, oh, that's just the last of the bill.
Yeah, because we paid that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to. So moved.
Second.
Robert,
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Jaeger.
Yes.
Bus.
Yes. See, where is it? I had it right here. Supervisor's monthly report. There you go. I know I had it here. Not in file. Requesting town board resolution to accept the resignation of Rob Westcott from the Hamlin Conservation Board as of February 25th, 2026. So,
Second.
Robert,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Jaeger, Bus.
yes. Requesting town board resolution to make the following budget amendments. This is all for the library. No, there is being new. This was some confusion. She didn't know that at the end of the year, we might write 2,000, if you want to carry something, in December. If you wanted 2025, you would write 25 on the top of the things or 26 on it. So that's what this is all about, just being a new person, and she didn't understand that, so that's all it is. Next year she will. So we're all good, and this isn't gonna affect the budget at all, because it's all from last to this, and right.
So,
Robert,
yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Jaeger,
Yes.
Bus.
Yes. I handed their library trustee resolution, but I never heard anything from you about that, Lydia. Hey, Joe asked me about it.
Oh,
She said you were gonna send me a message.
I'm sorry, besides the list.
Well, we have the list. So we need to approve the library board trustees. All of them. since it
So,
hasn't been done.
I never got a list, I didn't know,
It's
sorry.
right there. There you go.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was out of town for the meeting, but this is something that we should be doing every organizational meeting, technically.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
It just has been overlooked for the last few years. The library board is around.
Since 2017, I was told by our,
So I adjusted terms accordingly. You'll notice some of those are partial terms.
But they all signed the oath of office. So now we'll approve these and then we'll do it
And then
again.
we just gotta make sure we put it in the agenda for the organization.
right, just look at it real quick, and I won't make the resolution right now, because I'm probably gonna read off what their name and what their terms are for, and when their terms end. Just to put it in.
Yeah, already,
They just missed a step the last couple of times trustees' terms expired. so we're just making sure it's all the way it should be now.
Okay. So requesting town board resolution to accept the library trustee board, or the Hammond Public Library Board of Trustees, employment terms? Or, terms, okay. And Dane Emmons to expire in 12/31/2027. Celia Molnar to expire in 12/31/2029. Charlie Hungerford to expire in 12/31/2028. Wayne Beardsley to expire in 12/31/2028. Karen Keck to expire in 12/31/2030. David Rose to expire in 12/31/2027. And Laura Schuler to expire in 12/31/2030.
So moved. Second.
Arba,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Yeager,
Yes.
Ross.
Yes.
You can.
Now, that's, I mean, we've now, from now on though, since we've got all these, all we gotta do each year at the organizational meetings, the one who retired, whatever, to, or your new one, if somebody
Term.
replaces
Right.
their term.
Right.
Okay. I
Or
said,
somebody.
we haven't done this in years, I've never done it, so I didn't know, I don't do it.
Yeah, I think with Christine being new, and then I came in 20 and didn't know, so it just got,
That's fine, we got it now, so we'll do it every year though, when the terms come up.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
It'll be on our library agenda, like in November, early November of the year they expire. And they'll decide whether they're reappointing a person, and then I would bring it to the town board to ratify.
Okay, very good. Oh, you don't have the new one. That they sent you this morning. There's another resolution they sent you this morning, a new copy of it. Oh, you guys probably got what you need to know. Accepting, a resolution to accept the quote. And from the fellow.
Wait for the AEDs.
Yep. Requesting town board resolution to accept the AED monitoring quote from AED Sentinel. Let's just leave it there right
I just have a question. There's a camera in each AED?
Yeah, so it's run off of a battery, and each one gets installed in the box. And then there's also the one for the Gator. And it's a 4-year life battery. So basically it monitors 365, 24 hours.
Monitors everything that's in the
Everything
box.
that's in there, and as soon as that box gets open, the thing sends a notification, and will end up sending it to me. And if I'm not here, then whoever, takes over my spot or whatever will be responsible. So, and then Kaylee will be on too, because obviously she's got 3 of them, so. And then it'll also be for the library and for the court,
Okay,
so.
so it's not, this isn't for somebody to come out and inspect it, basically the camera's
The camera does it.
The inspection.
Yeah. And then once it logs in, like what year the batteries are and the pads, because that's the biggest things. And then it'll log that, so it'll know 5 different things, like what the batteries are, when they expire. And so we get a notice for that too.
Is there some kind of a fee for transmitting that information with whoever's?
So it goes, the fee is for the whole year, it's $600 a year, which right now we pay, I don't remember exactly what the total is, but it's a lot more than that. And you don't have to have a human do it.
So it's not like we're paying for a phone,
Yeah, there's,
or internet or whatever to
No.
send that.
On the second page, it kind of gives you a little bit.
What happens when pads expire?
So then you'll get a notice saying that the pads are expired or going to, and we'll order new pads. And then we have to put that in to the new system.
We order new pads and stuff now, batteries order for it now.
Yeah.
But at least this is so we don't get caught, it's not looking
I
at
don't know
them.
I don't know what the library's pads in there or anything over there. It's like, we walked and talked about it, but we didn't open up the box and look. So I know the cords are out.
But we don't wanna get caught with any
Yeah.
emergency situation and our,
Yeah. it's
and our
something that you
AEDs are
care
down,
about.
so.
Yeah.
This way at
Annual
least,
maintenance that nobody has to.
right, this is, I gave them annual maintenance before that was, we could buy the things each year. So
Yeah,
once
yeah,
a
there's a
year,
lot.
Pretty crazy.
it was really pricey, and this, I mean, they're not buying the pads for us, the other one, they would buy the pads.
Yeah.
This one is monitoring it, and we can go online and buy the pads, there's companies out there that buy it from.
Yeah, Kaylee has a contract with somebody for pads and batteries, so.
So it is a lot cheaper than what we had, what the other quote was.
Yeah, it's a minor case opening detection, 24/7, has AED status checks, so it knows if it's ready to roll. And any hardware monitoring, it has the cabinets. The portable one will be on the gator. And really, pretty much everything else it uses the cellular network. There's no IT required, there's no data that we have to pay for. It's $600 a year,
The initial setup fee.
and then initial setup fee.
I don't think it's a bad price for something that, like I said, we can go a lot worse if we get an emergency and our AED machines are down. And maybe we'll find something in the future that's better than this, I don't know.
Yeah.
But right now, at least we can have a little peace of mind. No, any other questions?
Nope.
No?
I second the motion.
Who first?
Well, Steve did, right? Or was that-
I make a motion.
Okay.
So we'll go with
Robot,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Yeager,
Yes.
Dodds.
Yes. Yep. Thanks, Rick, for getting that together.
Took a few phone calls with us.
That's the last resolution that I know of. Does anybody else have?
Well, I want to have a discussion. In my
Sure.
report, so.
In discussion. Okay, not a
Well,
problem.
report, but we, because I only have one report.
Right. Oh, that's no problem. So we'll go to reports then next. All right, let's go to reports.
All right, so I was sick for the zoning meeting, but I did attend this is the second or third time I attended the senior. And I know this was started, this is out of observation, but I have a question for Maureen about the, I know we have, if we fund the senior program, it's a social committee, right? And somehow it's a volunteer board, right? And I think this was started with Angel and Ulrich had started this conversation. And then the oversight is really Michelle, right? And the coordinator. I have some oversight because I'm the liaison, but I'm not sure, but the decisions are made by the board, right? So I'm thinking, let's have just one example. One is on their visits or on their trips, you know, there's alcohol-related visits and stuff that could happen. Are we liable if anything happens to them because of our oversight? Or because this is decisions made by the board, or where they go on their trips and how the money's spent. We are responsible if it gets hurt. Like there's been times that I guess it could have come up, they go to wine tasting. Yeah, It's, I'm
I
just.
don't know off the top of my head, I'll have to look into it.
Yeah,
Because they have their dinners, they have the luncheons, not the luncheons don't
They
have
can't have
anything.
alcohol on town property.
No,
Yeah, they don't.
This is when they go on their trips and stuff. I just
Like they
think
went to
there's-
the mansion and.
I'm thinking if we're, I don't think we need the committee, and I know I'll probably get a lot of hate now, but I do think, we could, because other towns don't have it, right? They have the coordinator who actually does the coordination of that. and-
Parma only has the coordinator, right, from my understanding.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Right, then why can't we go to that? I don't know if I want.
You can if you want to.
Years ago, there's a big battle, Phil and I were in on that. And that's why, and they wanted, for years, they have had a committee. And then, but then there's a big battle about the president, vice president, everything else. So we had a couple of us had to step in and say, hold on, this is how, let's work together, but pretty much this is how it's gonna be. If you want your committee, you can have it, but this is how things are gonna be. Not the recreation, the senior person, which is Michelle, is
Right.
gonna be, oversee you. She answers to the recreation department. The recreation department
Correct.
is over top of the seniors. And then the town board is over top of that, liaisons, town board, or whatever else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but I don't think.
But you're asking about the committee, I'm just letting you know how it got started.
Right, and I think, so if we're gonna do that, just run the committee, so we have that kind of, if we're gonna have that kind of oversight, we're providing you money and doing all this other stuff, it's to really be us, it's not.
Well, we really don't, I mean, we pick the events and when they go to, we don't approve where they go, that's done by.
Yeah, they're done by
By
their
their
committee,
committee.
and then the committee goes and they figure out which trips they want.
So if you don't have that committee, it would be us, we would be.
Well, that's how Karma does it. The
Right.
senior coordinator plans everything, and then the seniors pick if they wanna go. I'm sure she talks to them and asks
Yes.
what they would like to do, but, yeah, she's the
But-
one who
but-
picks it.
Parma's not picking their events and spaces to go, I mean, the town board.
No,
No, they're senior coordinator.
They just approve the
Right.
budget.
Right.
That they
I
use.
just wanna make that
yes,
Clear,
you're
I don't think
absolutely
any
correct.
town, and I could be wrong, has this kind of arrangement or setup, I don't
know, we can check it, I'm not sure, Joel, to be honest.
What if, like, recreation used to do the beer and tours, wine tours and stuff. And was there something about that where we stopped doing them because of that?
I don't.
It's more of a liability issue from your side.
That is more, right.
Right, but you're asking about their committee,
I
right
think
now,
we're
what your
right.
main thing
I
too.
think, because I know this has started all the way back when, I remember this was started, the discussion, it doesn't get so far. I don't want to say it's a political decision, because I think sometimes this becomes a political decision rather than just an administrative or management decision. That we're worried about, well, what, there's so many seniors, and what are they gonna do, because they're gonna get so mad. Sometimes you gotta make that choice. You know, it's gonna be,
I mean, I don't-
what's best for the
I
town.
don't think it'll end up changing anything for them.
It doesn't.
Change the process
It
of
changes the process.
how they get their trips.
Right, because then our senior coordinator would have to talk to them, and,
Sure.
you know, and if they all said, no, we don't want this trip, well, then
But I think
they wouldn't go and they'd have to pick another one. So I see what you're saying, Joel.
She could still have people, it's just they wouldn't have elections, that's.
Right,
Right.
there wouldn't be elections, you wouldn't have to worry about all that.
Which I
stuff.
think is like what's causing a lot of this turmoil for them, from what I understand, is who's gonna be president.
And at this
All
point,
that stuff.
and I think we go along with it because it's, to me, that's something, a very political decision we're making, hold off, people coming at us, but sometimes you just have to, you have to do what you like.
Well, we have changed the bylaws in order to satisfy certain state regulations at the time that, when we did that.
But I think it's something we can check into it, Joel, and it's something you good that you brought up. We can check with other towns and stuff and see how it's going.
Right.
But do they need a committee? Maybe not.
And I think we then, if we find out other towns don't, then what's the reason we actually follow up this time and not this? like-
Right, no, that's fine.
Okay.
Talk with other towns and maybe it would, maybe there wouldn't be as much
I think it would be.
dissension, or maybe there wouldn't be such a trouble with electing people, presidents and vice
It's that, and I
presidents.
think, I think we'd have a little more, saying, because we are providing a lot of money, well, we are providing, it's our responsibility, liability.
Right.
So,
Yeah, yeah,
thank you very much.
absolutely.
That's all I have.
Okay. No, but that's a
Let's
good
get out of
thing.
here before they start driving up.
All right, councilperson.
To follow up on that, let's see, I did not attend the conservation, I had my oral surgery, that was quite interesting, but, so, the, ambulance, I gave everybody a report on the ambulance for their fiscal year, they lost 300,000 last fiscal year. It's just basically made up by they're up to a lot of different organizations now, and they've taken over some other companies too now. Their calls for February, I had wrote down another note, but I believe it was somewhere around 90 for February, so they're still running pretty much a little bit under last year, but not that much. They're also starting an EMT class at Hamlin Fire, and they're using the EMTs from Hamlin to come over and help them with the instruction, which is kind of good for those guys too. And I can bring up the job descriptions later if you want.
Yeah, we got to do it here.
The VFW, as I brought up before, the meat raffle and the Irish Festival both did much better than they've ever done in the last few years. I also sent the VFW today for the kickball to try to get that some stuff drummed up for that. Brightly is donating topsoil for the field. So it kind of fits that crater that's not over by third base, and then try to fix up because that field has not been, other than mowing and stuff. So we're going to try to do some patchwork out of the field. April 6th, they've got the baked chicken for on that Monday, and then just a reminder to everybody that the first Monday of the month, still doing dinners at 5:30 for a vet, and they can bring a guest. We had, I wish I knew off the top of my head, I think it was 43 people at the last one, so we're getting a lot more people now to come to the dinner. Pancake breakfast is on the 29th, and there's no cost, and it's 9 to 11. And the Easter Bunny will be there after that for the Easter egg hunt, and yours truly will be the Easter Bunny. So, I asked at a meeting, and I probably should have just kept quiet. I go, I haven't heard who's the Easter Bunny, and they're like, oh, you didn't. You just think about it. So then after the meeting, I see 4 of them up front talking, Eric Peters and that, and then I walk up there, I'm like, so what's the decision? And Bob Jones goes in the closet and goes, well, here's your Easter Bunny outfit. Awesome, thanks. And that's really all I got. So,
Okay.
I'm going to court every second Tuesday, so that's been interesting. Some of the personnel that arrived there. That's all I got.
Okay. Councilperson Carl.
All right, Hilton County Fire District, as of February 11th, they had 58 calls year to date. They've got 3 people in the recruitment class. The village and the town are drafting the process as of then. We're drafting the RFP for the ambulance. And Morton Walker District, I have no report for them. Basically status quo. Planning board agenda. There was a property split for 1681 Hamilton Town Line Road. And that was, that was held over for final secret approval. There's concern over archaeological significant thing that they have to do. A short EFB with a DEC mapper in order to get that. So that's being held over. There's another property. And then there's a sketch plan for 1484 and 1492 Lake Road, which is the road handled in. Views of that have come in and basically want to go through that building and increase the number of apartments in there.
That came to one meeting here.
So they just had a sketch plan come in to get some ideas on what they would have to do as far as, I forgot how many apartments are in there now. But increase the number of apartments there, and also along Lake Road, there's quite a bit of concerns over parking. For that, they're gonna redesign some site work, and that could possibly have to go to the zoning board of appeals, because it's zoned commercial general business right now, and that would be residential. So,
I have a question.
Well-
How do we ensure that it doesn't turn into a room? Because it seems like when you add, rooms and stuff, that you see this happening, you change your dynamic of the town hall, and your demographics, when you start with you add a rooming house. And so when they start in what they would consider apartments, how do we know that an apartment doesn't turn into a room?
In that white wall building, there are always apartments upstairs. And as far as I know, from years ago, when I first started, there's apartments downstairs, which were allowed to operate businesses. So they have their business. Some question may be asked.
yeah, there's a lot of logistics to be worked out yet. And there's been no formal site plan. They were just, this is kind of what we'd like to do, what do we need to do to make it happen, bring it up to code. They're well aware that it's in the zoning district they're in, and they wanna basically make it to meet current code. So there was a lot of discussion on that, and they're gonna revise some of their sketch plan before they come in with a site plan. That's the reason they're there, is to get the idea, and I'm sure that we, work in progress as they move forward. There's also a property split for 1050 Hammond Center Road. There's quite a bit of discussion on that. That's already going to zoning board to split that. There was some concern on, there's a ditch that runs through there that the highway superintendent would like to see an easement on it to maintain that ditch. So that's also on hold. That's it. And I'm gonna let Olivia take care of the library because I wasn't informed.
All right, building inspector, Cheryl.
Okay, until it's winter time, we'll need to issue 6 permits in the last month. The other 10 certificate of completions. Get into conflict with them, we received a permit cost of $285, with valuation of $61,770. We had 36 phone calls in the month at the office. Have sent out 4 possible violation notices. And right now, today and tomorrow, I will be attending the Goa training classes, 2006, along with fire marshal. And then starting Wednesday, I will be gone for the last 3 days of this week and the first 2 days of next week. I'm going to go on vacation. I will reopen the office on March 18th at 8 a.m. The fire marshal is going to check me. And he did his report, but I'm sure.
I think you forgot about the schooling and everything. We'll have to get it.
Yeah.
I'll get it by the end of the month at least. All right, town assessor.
So, I wasn't here the last month, so kind of a recap. I went to the senior meeting in February, and that had a really good outcome. Many people talked to me after the meeting and came in my office. So we had a large response between the senior meeting and the public going out. just in the past 2 months, I had over 400 people coming to my office between renewal and new exemptions, so that postcard really generates a lot. The only thing is I'm getting, people are confused who already are getting the senior exemption, here they're getting this postcard and they don't understand and they're confused. But New York State law says we have to give them 2 notices. So I've got to do something different next year, I'm not sure what, so the seniors aren't as confused about it, but anyways, we had a great response. I'm in the process of getting all my exemptions on. I'm almost done with my seniors. I did my eggs today. I only got my veterans left to put on. I probably received at least 20 to 25 new veterans exemptions.
Yeah, when I had my meeting and like, they all looked at me like, what are you talking about?
I had so many this year. I don't know, I try to educate people.
I had the commander come over to me and go, can you explain to me what you're talking about? Like, he was the commander, like, the heck? I don't know.
Maybe we can send a letter. If you get a list of all the veterans over there,
Yeah.
we could send a letter if you want to do that.
Okay.
But anyways, that's gone well. Again, my exemptions are almost done. All my subdivisions for this year are done. My equalization rate dropped to 93%. We were very, very lucky in this market to maintain 100% for 2 years. I don't think any other towns in Monroe County, with the market the way it was able to maintain. So we were very lucky there, but now it's gonna drop, and it's gonna drop quick. I'm actually really around 90%, but I have my 5% leeway. So with the state, we agreed with my levels and everything, we would be at 93. So next year, we're looking in the 80s, maybe 85, somewhere in there, depending on my sales. I've got a few crazy sales, so I thought this market was kind of leveling out, but it's really not.
Skyrocketing.
I'm sorry?
It's skyrocketing.
It's crazy.
Well, and the interest rate went down a little bit too,
Right.
which then makes it.
So, again, we'll be in the 80s, we don't want to get to the 60s again. That's when we ran into trouble. So, me and Philip had a little bit of discussion about that. I'm getting close to retirement, so I'm not sure where the board's thinking about bringing somebody in for me to train, reassessment before I go. That's something we should talk about sooner than later. I know the other town that I've worked at has asked me to do a reassessment there, so I really think this is a conversation that we should talk about real soon. Maybe do it in an executive session, maybe after the next board meeting or something, Lauren, since it's regarding.
Unless it's something doesn't need to be in the executive section, you can do it in an open meeting, unless it's sensitive material or.
It kinda is.
Okay.
It kinda is.
And you can do it in an executive session.
Okay, so that way I can let them know too, because they've been asking to, and, I wanna make sure both towns are in really good shape before I go, okay? So I'm looking at like 2.5 to 3 years. That comes quick. So, that's it. I was, just wanted to get vacation. I am going on vacation. I'm leaving Friday, and I'll be gone for 2 weeks. Dale will be manning my office every day from either 9 to 2 or 10 to 2. Things have slowed way down with traffic. We're just putting everything on that we received. She is working on a retention project, which is really good. That should be done by summer. And I am available by phone, text, email. I'll have my laptop with me. I'll check my voicemails every day. I will follow up if residents need me, but I will be gone 2 weeks, okay? I'm looking to get back either Sunday or Monday, the 22nd or the 23rd. Okay, but the office is to be manned every day.
Okay, thank you. Our librarian, Olivia.
Right, I'm pleased to report, we have a new phone system. Yay. So that started installation Friday, finished today, and now we're just learning how to use it, but our bills are gonna be about $75 a month from now on. So,
Wow.
yes. And following the town geese. We got our own goose and we are asking the community to help us name it. So, we're accepting names through March 14th and we are going to have, people vote in sort of like a March Madness style elimination, which I think will be fun. So please feel free to stop by and submit a name. We've had some fun. One's Liam Geeson came in last week. So people are very creative. There's a local team named Anna Legnes. She just finished an Eagle Scout project and it was creating artwork to hang in our team area. So she just brought all the canvases to me today. There are 11. And they're using various quotes from different books that appeal to teens, and they're just wonderful. So we're going to figure out installation, and we want to do sort of like an art opening to unveil it to the community. So,
Very good. Is that it?
yes.
Great, thank you. Town clerk, Amy Jones.
I heard that the bars for the shelter ready here?
Yep.
Okay. Good. That way we can start working on that. I have to call tomorrow for grand jury. I have a very low number, so I'm sure I'm gonna have to go in on Wednesday.
Is it A or B?
It's 72.
No, but is there a letter?
I think grand jury is different.
Oh, is it
Render
different?
is different than county.
Oh, you're not,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
And that's usually a month.
So that's-
but it's not like what Colleen had
Okay.
full-time for the
Yeah.
whole month of December. It's a part-time
Yeah,
one, so I go a couple of days a week for a month. So we'll see what happens Wednesday. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to go in on Wednesday, where they just, you don't get questioned or anything, they just draw your number out of a hat and you gotta do it.
Good luck.
So, yeah, we're now slowing down with taxes, and starting to clean off our desks and trying to catch up from December when we didn't get much done in December. So that's going on. We did change, policy for passports. We're asking people now to make appointments. Mainly because I'll be gone for maybe half of the time in March, and it's just easier when there's somebody else there, when somebody comes in for passports.
Is that just for new or is it the other way?
For new passports, if they gotta do the application, if it's a renewal, we say just come on in, cause all they need is a picture, and it's pretty easy. But as for doing the application, we're asking that they call ahead of time, just so we can get a good time when both of us are there. And that's about all I got.
Patty Jo, I forgot to mention, I talked to Highway Thing, and they said they would come down Thursday morning and help bring more boxes up for me, so Steve, you questioned BJ's office with everything I have in there. I'm trying to recycle and get it out, so Highway will help you with that Thursday, okay?
That's fine.
Okay,
Okay. I didn't know where everything was staying.
I know, because we kind of stopped working on it when exemption time got busy, so we'll get that done.
Okay. Is that it? Okay. Dog shelters thing. It calls for service 8, phone calls 16. Dogs at shelter 0 currently. Dogs adopted 2. Dogs redeemed to owner 3. Vet appointments 4. Total number of dogs at the shelter this month were 5. Clarkson use of truck was 6, and Sweden use of truck, or Clarkson use of truck was 3, Sweden was 6. I know he's having a little bit of trouble, so was the town of Grease actually and stuff. Right now, you gotta pay the state new law, you gotta pay to have your dog spayed or neutered before you can give it adopted out.
Oh.
Really?
Expensive.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
And Greece is trying to figure out how to deal with that right now too. Thank you, New York State. So I know that's going on with some of it. The History Center, I was over there today again. And the guy fixing the plaster in the walls is over there today. That should be done within a couple of days, hopefully, unless something else happens, but he said hopefully. Nobody's gonna commit a solid time frame. And hopefully they'll start paint later on this week, hopefully. Again, I'm not gonna say a specific day in case they don't show up that day. But, so it's coming along.
Will they do the ceiling before you start painting?
No. They're gonna paint everything, because then the ceiling, they'll paint up higher than what the ceiling is. There's gonna be a drop ceiling, so that's, because then the ceiling would just attach to the wall, and you gotta try to paint higher than the ceiling. So, we're coming along. It's coming along, it looks mostly white right now, so it actually looks brighter in there. And with all the plaster, whatever you put on the walls, fixing it. I have been doing a bunch this month too. Just signed a contract for the Willow Road Bridge. Sent dog contracts out today. Been working on, there's a possible housing tract maybe, and it's just in the sketch plan, but it's taking a bunch of my time too. The planning board chairperson been coming in and talking to me and everything else, and people who own the land been coming in and talking to me down at the corner of Brick Schoolhouse Road, Westville. Been looking over, Rick just got a bunch of reviews that we can look over and talk about later on, and been looking over different job descriptions. The easement up there, been looking at, and a whole bunch of other things. That'd be it. So, unless anybody's got another report that we're going to discuss.
I just, the flags will be up there.
Okay.
So, they'll get them ordered and then they'll send us the bill, but just the flags for the telephone poles for this year, $1,197.48 for the flags. All brand new ones already. So, I gotta talk to those, because they're getting ruined out. And it's because of the way the weather was this year too, like how much, like even today, the way the wind was. You know, we had flags out there, they didn't like that. So, maybe we kind of get them down sooner. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know when Mike got them down last year.
We take them down, what's the, how, we
So,
take
well,
them
we
down the
usually-
day after.
Yeah, like usually it's
Veterans
Veterans
Day,
Day, just
we take
November 11th.
Right.
I just don't know.
But the veterans want them up to Veterans
Right,
Day.
you know,
So we take them down the day after Veterans Day.
and the way the way it is, like with this wind across here, it's just crazy, so.
They look great though, Rick.
Yeah, there was a lot that came down last year before they even got them down. There was some in the road and people were driving over them.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah, those plastic things.
yeah, it's just,
The poles were good. They were nice sturdy poles themselves. It's a plastic thing that hooked on the flag.
and they finished putting up the veterans banners today. So now we have 33, 34 of them on the poles out there. So,
You know, they reach down and give us the bill.
yeah.
Now, just being devil's advocate.
Yeah.
They always get 3x5 flags.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is the wind gets, they get caught up in the power lines and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
It's how they get torn so badly. Is there anything, is a smaller flag or no? I don't think I've seen anything smaller than 3x5.
That's pretty small.
That's pretty small.
Yeah.
You look at it, so
Or maybe if we put them at a different angle, maybe if we tipped them a little bit more, they wouldn't go up as high. Or
Yes, that would be
a little bit on the bottom.
that might work. And that would be kind of like how to put them on the pole.
yes, it is leg, like weighted.
I've seen that in other towns where they have.
Yeah.
I don't know what the longevity of those are. I've seen it in other towns.
Yeah. All right then, discussion. We've been looking at new employee review sheets, job review sheets. And I got a couple from the highway, Rick got a few from HR Works.
Like the self-evaluation one, that draws, conversation during the review time rather than them just getting something. Like they would do their own self-evaluation, and then you would. Rick said that he picked that up in Wegmans, right?
Yeah, that's what we did, we did a self.
I like, just because when you read it,
It says employee self, it's a thick packet.
There's one that's kind of thick.
That's what a thing does, a self-evaluation.
because then it gives them a chance, like, another thing too is like, we had some discussion, I don't know how any of us are gonna review people we rarely see. Like, how is that even fair for an employee if we're the ones doing? the
Well, the
evaluation?
supervisor should be doing the review of the employees,
But let's
and
say-
then you're reviewing the supervisor.
Well, I think that's what I mean, so.
Yeah,
Right, so then, like, I would be doing Kaylee, and
right,
Well,
then
you're
Kaylee
required
takes
to be-
that and.
right.
But we would do our own employees.
You do your own employees, and then the town board would do yours. Yeah, the supervisors, yeah. Because you work with your employees every day.
Then our liaison would do it for each of us?
If they were in here a lot, if the, Rick, sorry, Joel, sorry, Joel, well, I was just looking at Rick.
Not in here a lot.
Sorry, Joel, no, but I mean, well, that's because us three are retired.
No.
You have the job you have to work in, so you can't.
Right, so I think, and
So I understand what you're saying.
so during liaison period, just keep that in mind when we just, maybe don't duty stuff.
Right, you can't be in here a lot and see what people are doing.
Right.
You can give some input, though, because you are liaison, you have meetings with them, or whatever, so you
Yeah.
can give some input. I understand what you two people that actually have jobs they have to go to every day.
Yeah.
I would he end up having to do shelves, I guess?
The senior coordinator.
Oh, yeah, right.
You could help with it. He could help with it,
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, especially if you do the self one, I mean, that's kind
I'm not sure since she actually falls underneath the kids, the supervisor, should be the one that would actually do it,
Yeah, that might be better.
since she actually falls underneath her.
Yeah, I'm just saying for the daily operations, it's hard for me to.
Right. Yeah.
You know, be fair for her.
Yeah. You know what you have. I understand.
of. So then the caveat behind all this too is that according to our handbook, the review needs to be done in order to consider them for a merit raise, according to our handbook, the way it's written now.
Does that make sense though?
I haven't got a final time frame when the handbook's gonna be done, but when that is completed by HR Works, then there'll be a Zoom meeting, and myself and Steve will be involved in reviewing that, or I don't know how that, if we could do it at a board meeting, but I don't know how that would be. That'll be a Zoom meeting, so.
Well, merit increase is done during the year, it's not necessarily at the end when you do clocks.
Right, that's what I'm saying, like the merits, in our handbook, it says June.
Well, we never did it.
I know,
in June.
yeah, I know.
But you did it, no, you did it so you could figure out your budgets.
Right.
So September, or whatever, you would do it so that you could figure out your budgets. You ain't gotta do it in June, but August, September, or something like that.
I would think you'd want to do it.
So you can figure out, you're right, so you can figure out the budget.
And then this review process, I think, should be defined in the employee handbook.
Like the process.
When, this should be all part of the package.
I get it, like, it's just the problem, the way our handbook's written now is like.
Right. But now's the time to do it, when you're updating the handbook, to put what we want to do for
Right.
reviews.
You'd also wanna put in there that just because you got a review doesn't guarantee you're gonna get a merit.
Well, that's the other
True.
one
Yes.
too.
Right.
Yeah.
You get a
It's just,
cost of
in the
living.
handbook, it's kind of like very, not really,
Wishy-washy.
yeah. There's a lot in there that's kind of like, you can take it either way and clear as mud, like, yeah.
But I don't know, you're gonna run into trouble, bro. And whether we do it this year, this year, and then you gotta get the job descriptions straightened out. You cannot review somebody who doesn't have a good job description. Cause then they can come back to you and say, you can say, well, you didn't do your job. Well, what is my job? I don't know.
So the other thing is, so there's still that process of the job descriptions, so I just have to get back to Steve, not our Steve, but that Steve.
HR works.
Yeah.
So, but all our employees are not civil servants, so they are.
Some are and some aren't.
You know,
Very few
if
are.
they're civil service, then they just go to the next step, right? It's not like there's
Right.
another.
So
there's an evaluation, but.
And a lot of the job descriptions may be fine. Maybe I shouldn't say a lot of them. Some of them were probably fine, I should say that.
I mean, some of them are pretty cut and dry, but yeah,
Right.
there's other ones that.
But we gotta fix the other
So
ones
they-
that aren't happening.
So he was saying that we, in order to do the reviews, we've got to have the job descriptions done before we can do the reviews. My feeling is like, you know, we could have done the reviews for, based off of last year, I mean, that's the way it was done, but he's saying that the job descriptions, they kind of are tied together, which yes, they are.
So we actually doing what I think
You-
recreation is writing their own job description now, right?
Yeah,
They have written, them,
but we're
right?
gonna.
You still have to go over them.
Right, so every department should be probably given that direction, right?
But we're waiting, but I just have to tell them how many different job descriptions there are, like, you know, it's accounting or
Mhm.
whatever that criteria is, how many different ones and what their jobs are now, so that they know what to write up and out, whether that actually matches to what our town does. We I won't know until we all see them, you know, so,
It should be one for each title, so.
yeah, right.
We have one for each title now, Monroe counties or whatever, they're, like the highway for years I was down there, that was cut and dry. It was, everybody just came in, everybody kind of came in, except for the secretary. Came in New York State job description.
Right, that makes.
So that was, New York State gave job description for the superintendent, deputy superintendent. MEO, HO, heavy equipment operator, whatever, that's what you follow, is the next thing.
But I think you're right, Joel, everybody should have a copy of their current job description.
Right.
Because their job description might have changed from when that was,
Right.
so they can add and say, well, I also do this, this, and this.
Sure, right.
Or I don't do that, yeah.
Right, we can get, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But I just wanted you to look at this tonight, I mean, I don't know, if you wanna pick, I mean, just, you can pick one of these tonight.
I mean, I like, the other reason why I like this, self-review is, it then gives you, it gives a discussion. It forces
Well, it's-
discussion on
it's
on what
the-
their perception is and what, how you.
Between the liaison and the person, or whatever, you know, that situation is, and you guys go over it together, and it's more of a conversation between two people.
Then you can talk about the goals and how they.
And you have, and you also have goals, what you're gonna work on for next year.
The supervisors, what they think. 'Cause-
Okay.
Because they're gonna be using them too for their
Yes.
employees.
No, you're right.
No, you're right, I didn't think about that, so we can, yeah, we don't have to make a decision, tonight. We can hand them out.
And they can look at them.
And see what they think also.
They should
Okay.
say that in this.
Nope, that's right.
But some places have a management one.
Right.
That's our places, one's the management, one's an employee one.
Right.
Management's different, because then you have leadership, supervisory skills,
Right. Yeah,
budgeting.
So, did you say, my hearing's not the greatest. So, I missed something that Phil said. Is merit increases going to be at a different time than cost of living increases? Yes, okay. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay,
we always gave the merit increase the same time we did the budget or whatever.
Well, yeah.
That's what I would like to see.
You got
Make
it.
simplified.
Yeah, you got a merit increase when, you know, everybody didn't just get a flat percentage. If you did nothing but screw around, go hide the whole year, you got it very low. But somebody who just worked their tail off or whatever, got a merit increase at budget time,
And
you
the
gave
cost
them a
of-
bigger increase.
Yeah, and the cost of, and the cost of.
Yeah, but this past year,
That's
that's
the way I'm
not how
used
it
to
worked.
it.
Well, we
Everybody
know.
got a percentage.
We didn't get
No,
there.
that's why,
Okay.
that's why it's getting changed.
That's why we're going through this right now.
But I don't wanna do it twice a year, I
It didn't-
just gonna do it once and be done.
It didn't pan out well last year, so,
Right.
you know, the mistakes we're making, you know, and we're trying to improve it. And that's why, you know, I tried to get this task done so that we could get it in a timely
Right.
fashion. I wish I had it all sooner, but it's taken a little work to get what I have, so.
We are moving forward,
We're
Ziggy,
trying to get it where it's equitable.
and the job descriptions are gonna take longer.
Yeah.
Probably, you know, to get everything done like that, but at least we are moving forward, we're gonna get it straightened out.
Can I just pull my job description from Monroe County?
You can, yeah. She may have it in there already. I
You
didn't
should go
look
check
at
it to see if it's what you're doing.
And see what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, just change it accordingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may, depending on what you do, like, you know, it's probably different things you get done.
The state probably has one also.
They do, because I was wondering if it's the county or the state, but I'll take both of them.
Yeah.
Just compare.
Also for Dale, is there
There is one for an assessment clerk through the county.
through the county?
Yeah.
But that should also be checked.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, it's not gonna happen overnight. We're gonna have to have meetings like this or whatever.
I mean, it's taken 2 months just to get to this point, so.
This is like, yeah, we're gonna be hitting lunchtime soon. I know
Right.
we're
Well, right.
March. We're already like.
Yeah.
It's
comes very quickly.
We just gotta keep, we gotta keep moving.
Right, we'll keep moving on.
As we always say, and then there's a budget time, we're coming through it.
So I guess for my own information, so where do I stand with getting, are we gonna end up using what we have, or do I get?
Well, we need to see what
our
what we have says.
Okay.
Yeah.
So get that first before I get back to HR.
Darlene's office wasn't open today, so we,
Do I do that, are we gonna do that
I would
first
get that
before,
first, I would look at all those.
before HR works? He needs to know like different.
I would, yes. I would get those before I went to HR. I saw you, I just took it.
I know, I'd like to talk about medical. Is it appropriate or,
What about medical?
okay, so I do go to my doctor. It's always been a $70 copay on the other plan with no other fees. I went to the eye doctor in January and my bill is $6,150.
What?
My bill, for one visit. For what?
Well, you get
I
injections,
get injection
Cheryl.
in one eye.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's always been just a copay and never,
What they're planning on covering.
so what I'm thinking is maybe they're taking it as part of the eye plan and not a medical plan. Cause that would mean my card now.
Have you called anybody up or anything about it yet, or say anything?
I wasn't able to do it today, all right, I got it on the weekend.
You just got on the weekend, so it.
Yes, but they wanted it paid by, I got it on Friday afternoon and they wanted it paid by Saturday.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that was-
that would mean, if that's true, that means my card is empty. And then I think I have to pay like $1,700 to. I'm not sure. And then, so then I didn't pay anything the rest of the year. I mean,
Well, you need to look into it.
okay, I want to make you guys aware, because it's a little shocker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So did they,
The
Cheryl, did they bill you as eye care or medical?
That's, I'm thinking they maybe mistakenly did it
That's why they
as
have
hard
to
as
do
I
it.
can.
Because, like, for me, when I get, because of my diabetes, I get it medically checked, so it's a different
So
billing.
that's why I had to tell them. And when I do this, because who do I speak to? Do I have to call Blue Cross Blue Shield? Do I call our carrier?
You call your runners in the back of your car, you know,
Call their number?
Yeah.
Okay. a little bit of a shocker.
I should imagine.
Don't worry about paying them the day after you get there. Don't ever do that anymore.
Cause I remember when I.
You've got a whole month to pay.
But you take 20 days to send it to bill.
And sometimes it takes 2 years.
Right.
The credit challenge,
I just wanted to bring that
tighten it up
forward.
a little bit. Very, I've always been on the same plan as Cheryl. It's like, it's hard to
Okay.
argue with them. It's just
Yep.
really.
Thank you, everybody.
You know, even some doctors will let you know, no.
Does anybody else have
So I
anything?
got a couple, sorry. I
Because
got
they
a
don't
couple
know
things.
either.
They done
So I don't know, if maybe the paychecks problem that we've had, is that taken care of off of the checks? Where they were charging the $7?
Oh, for the family, yeah.
I think it has, yeah, I think it's.
Okay, has it, okay, I didn't,
Yes.
nobody said anything, in the MRB refund? Or is there anything on that?
I checked it, and you guys have been asking me for a few months. So I went through all the bills. And they have charged us $38.75. So I don't know what the town board wants me to get as.
Okay, well, we didn't know, I didn't know what it
Yeah.
was, so.
We didn't know what.
But $38.75.
Okay.
So I don't think I'm gonna ask them for a refund, they've been very favorable to us.
And then, where do we, the cameras, we touched base a little bit earlier today, but I didn't know what, if we were gonna discuss any of that, or
The
just.
highway superintendent went, told me he just had somebody look at the building and is gonna give us a new quote, so I was hoping
Okay,
I'd be
all
to the
right,
next.
that's why I just
meeting.
wanted to give everybody an update.
He just came in today and said he had another company give us, or get another company
Oh,
to
I
get
don't
the
know.
quote.
And, how was the snow guy, how was his service this year? We just paid his.
Better than last year of the other guy, but he missed a few times, but that's something we can discuss. You guys went and said that the highway superintendent may be hiring somebody for the park that can help us with work. And I know, I'm pretty sure that you said, that he said that maybe even during the winter, depending on who he hired or whatever, I don't know. I don't know who he
That
hired.
wasn't part of the discussion, it was more maintenance around the building. But that's a discussion, that's also could be asked.
Right, but he was supposed to be a maintenance guy, so Shelley had maintenance, so I just thought, well.
And then the gym cleaning, is she doing that, or is she not?
Yes.
Okay, well, I had to find out.
She
right?
cleans, right, and there was a couple of fuzz bunnies on the
Okay.
steps.
Cause I didn't know if she was doing it before, so I don't remember that coming up with like what we talked about for doing it. I mean,
She was
it
cleaning.
seems like.
But sometimes there is a whole bunch of stuff out in there
Yeah,
that's left over and you can't clean. If you got the gaga pit and everything else.
I get that, it's just.
No, she started vacuuming the steps now.
That's all I got.
I got it. On the county harbor,
Oh,
is the shade structure been ordered?
Now, you gotta wait and talk with these recreation supervisor. Get her out there and make sure before we, or spend $10,000 that we get exactly what she wants.
I know Megan did send that out, you know, we have till November, but we ought to know where we stand on what, exactly what that's gonna cost us, so we know what we got left. And we know where that's
Right now, she's out.
going.
Hopefully get it up before the summer, so we can have shaving.
Well, yeah, it's getting that time of the year where if it's gonna take 2 or 3 weeks to get here or whatever, you're gonna. And then the generator, where are we with that? They've been here and put their part?
Nope, not yet. I keep calling them. I'm about ready to cancel the contract with them and go find somebody
Yeah.
else.
How long's the contract for?
It's been
5 months.
1 year?
It's a yearly contract. I won't sign it 2 years. They want me to sign it 3 years, I won't do it. No, I didn't want to call somebody else when I'm on a contract with them. It's kind of hard to also, you know, unless I go at them for a breach of contract or something, get our lawyer in. But now it starts by itself because of the weather. It's only during cold weather it doesn't start.
Well, they said they're gonna do it.
Oh, I know it. I call them up at least once every other week. Yep.
And then,
I mean, on
We
the
won't,
phone the next
we aren't
day.
gonna renew it.
Conservation Board, are we gonna, put an ad in for another?
Joe has hit it on the sign.
On the sign, it's on the website, it's on, Kelly put it on Facebook,
Okay,
and it
yeah,
was
we
in the
were, we were gonna
newsletter.
put it in the paper.
Nothing yet, but
Okay.
the date is the, what, 27th?
Oh, well, good for that, Will.
No,
So
yeah,
usually
yeah.
they always wait until the last
I think
minute.
I think it was the 27th
I think it's the 27th.
of
so,
this month.
Yeah.
Of this month.
You haven't, nobody's,
Is that right?
Nobody's called and asked about it.
I haven't heard anything.
I thought one person wanted to. Did you bring that up?
Yep. I don't know if she knows about it, but the one person who wanted the job.
That was it, comes back.
One of my bar members came to me this week and said he was moving out of town. But, last year, New York State passed a law, just last year, because they were having such a hard time finding people to fill our bars, that we can use people from outside of our town. So he's actually moving up to Brockport, and when he came in my office, he's like, I really wanna stay, can I stay? And I'm like, you can, so he's going to, yeah. So, thought I was gonna lose one.
Well, didn't we, when you went through the reassessment, didn't we hire an extra person just to make sure we were covered for going through the revale?
We've always had 5. We've got a good solid bar, we really do. And he doesn't wanna leave, so that's great.
Yeah.
The only other question I had is, should we get a roofing company in to just give us an analysis of what we
I got a quote, or I got a phone number to get a guy up here, yeah. I was waiting for the snow to melt and get everything so you can see the roof.
No, right, but
Right,
it's there,
I got it.
we're getting towards that time of
It's right
year.
on my front desk, I got his phone number, as soon as we get some better weather, said he can come up there and go down in the snow and check it out. I'm gonna have him up there.
Oh, our guys can't do that.
They don't know enough to see hairline cracks, I want somebody up there.
We gotta have a roofing.
Well, because it's a flat roof, and,
Yeah.
They're tough.
yeah, they are the toughest, they're so tough.
They are,
That's
they're
one of my barns.
Well, I know at St. John's over the gym and stuff, like every other year, they have a company come in and they give you, they'll take pictures and show you cracks and it needs immediate attention, this is 5 years out, this is 10 years out, and gives you really a pretty good breakdown.
Right.
And so you can anticipate costs coming down 10 years out, basically, what the expectancy, the life expectancy of the roof is. So, I've never seen one done. It'd just be nice to know where we stand.
Yep, yep, I
You
agree.
want me to take care of that?
No, I can have it. I got the phone number right there. I just was waiting for the snow to get off the roof. They can't inspect it this time of year.
It's, you have to do your final order of business, I make a motion to adjourn.
Wow, half an hour meeting.
Wow.
All in favor?
It felt like Friday.
That's the people in there.
No, it's been an hour and a half.
Yeah, I know.
We haven't changed
Yes.
Well, thanks for your help with them.
You coming up for the Easter egg hunt?
In your business, because I had that problem with having to hire.
No,
Yeah, good to see the
No.
Easter egg.
but I don't think, we don't have the same,
you have-
plan as you guys do.
I got.
Because, I don't have as many employees as the town has. Yeah.
Rick, I want pictures of you and Easter. I want pictures of you and that Easter bunny costume.
I was thinking it
Oh, wow. There was only 8 of us total.
I think that's great.
It must be.
How do you like that? Was that a shocker?
It's perfect.
Holy Christ, I would have had a heart attack.
Well, I almost did. But then I thought about it, that they probably just did
Like it's got these
dental networks.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So it was like, but all my
and the
prescriptions.
way they're separated, you can't see Like,
Oh,
you
really?
couldn't really like see anything.
Yeah.
I'll make the next meeting before.
Okay, let me see, let me get, oh, I can blame Owen on this. Owen did he did not want to use even working on this. Okay.
Oh, actually, yeah. Phil.
Stop, will you see me? Drive safely. I know you were behind me the other day. Drive safely.
It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's an easy drive.
Yes.
That's fine. Now, it's when you're driving this way.
It's here, it's here.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, I will talk to you later.
Sunlight.
Oh, yeah, me too. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. See you later.
So even though it's not